Copper sinks are making a comeback in kitchen trends, but we've always loved how timeless they look. The best copper sink can create a rustic farmhouse look in your kitchen. We've researched and discovered the 8 top-rated copper sinks as well as the 2 worst you may want to avoid. Here are the freshness.com reviews of the 8 best copper sinks plus the 2 worst to avoid. Coming in at number 1, the Soluna 33-inch copper farmhouse sink with rounded front and two-tone scroll finish. The Soluna 33-inch copper farmhouse sink is the best copper sink available on the market. First and foremost, it looks incredible. The two-tone scroll is a timeless look that will fit into nearly any kitchen design. But there is so much more to this sink than a beautiful look and finish. The gauge is what really does it. A 14-gauge copper sink can withstand the weight of a sink full of heavy pots and pans. This is also the best 14-gauge copper kitchen sink and the best Soluna copper sink on the market. Finally, with the farmhouse sink, you get a little more working room in the kitchen because it has an apex toward the person standing in front of the sink. Coming in at number 2, the Sinkology SK304-33B Ernst Farmhouse Apron Handmade per bow front single bowl sink. Without a doubt, the Sinkology SK304-33B is the best copper sink for the money. Sinkology takes a lot of pride in their sinks, but their models seem to be hit or miss. This model is a hit, and at a reasonable price point. The Sinkology SK304-33B is the best copper sink for the money because of its simple design to go with the price tag. There aren't any decorative notions, no interweaving design or fancy hammer work. Instead, for a fair price, you get a high-quality copper sink that is unique and was finished by hand. The sink is completely pure solid copper with a farmhouse design with rounded corners that make it a sturdy addition to any kitchen. Coming in at number 3, the Zuhne Antica 33-inch farmhouse apron front copper kitchen sink single bowl. The deep finished farmhouse style copper sink is made from 99.9% pure copper. Antica prides themselves on using only the highest grade of copper as well, so it only will hold its original finish for longer, control noise, and wick away moisture. The Antica 33-inch farmhouse sink is a great budget copper sink, and it doesn't try to skimp on copper quality either. It has a 1.5 millimeter in copper thickness and can easily take care of the weight that comes with daily chores such as dishes or running water for mopping. For the price, it's also incredibly easy to install as a drop-in sink. Coming in at number 4, the MR Direct 913 Single Bowl Copper Apron Sink. The MR Direct 913 Single Bowl Copper Apron Sink is a great option for many households, mostly because of its lifetime warranty. There's a lot that this sink has that many other copper sinks don't. Probably the top feature is the moisture barrier. This sink uses a spray over the exterior to prevent condensation, which will help protect your finish for years. Another great feature is the noise cessation. The echoes in copper sinks that drive many people crazy are taken care of through dampening pads. Many people love the broad single bowl design as it allows a lot of room to work while doing dishes. Coming in at number 5, the Sinkology SK202-30AC Transitional Orwell Undermount Copper Sink. For those looking for an undermount sink, they don't need to look any further. This SK202-30AC Undermount Copper Sink is the best Sinkology copper sink by design, and it's the best undermount copper sink available as well. The only downside of this sink is the size, but the size matches the price. This 30-inch sink is maintenance-free and cleans easily with a little warm water and dish soap. There's a 75-inch braided nylon hose which goes with the undermount design. Your countertops will seamlessly line up to match your sink. Therefore, it won't interfere with an appliance such as a countertop water filter or a countertop bottleless water cooler that's positioned right next to the sink, for example. This sink is a 16 gauge copper sink that can withstand even the heaviest pots and pans. Coming in at number 6, the Sinkology KPD-1515HA Seurat Drop-In Solid Copper Sink. The Sinkology KPD-1515HA is the best budget copper sink available. It uses commercial grade pure solid copper with a 16 gauge. The drop-in design helps for easy installation with kitchen renovations. Sinkology even guarantees that this living finish will not turn green with age if properly maintained. The downside of this sink is its size. However, if you have a small apartment or house, this could be beneficial for you. Its square design makes it a little different than most other sinks on the market, but can limit working space when you're doing dishes. Overall, this is a great Sinkology option for many homeowners. Coming in at number 7, the Sinkology Adams Farmhouse Apron Front Handmade Copper Kitchen Sink. With 16 gauge commercial grade solid copper, the Adams Farmhouse 33-inch sink is an excellent sink. It's meant for large capacities, which make it great for busy kitchens or large families. The sink is the best high-end copper sink, even though you wouldn't think so looking at the price. Visually, this sink is a statement piece in your kitchen. It initially seems like a single large bowl, but the look and feel of the sink are high-end. A lot of people prefer the antique copper look and its large size, but this is a bit of a downside in that the installation isn't as easy as some of the other sink options. Coming in at number 8, the Sinkology SK303-33SC Farmhouse Ganku Copper Sink with Scroll Design. The Sinkology SK303-33SC is a farmhouse option that has a less dramatic apex than other farmhouse shapes. The beauty of this sink, however, is in the scroll work. Too often people discount copper sinks as an option if they're too understated. However, this sink can fit well into the home of anyone who's looking for a little bit of flair. You can tell that the meticulous craftsmanship through hand embossing really stands out. Finally, Sinkology landed itself as one of the best copper sinks in 2000 because of its gauge. This 16 gauge solid copper Ganku copper sink will easily handle the daily stress of a well-used kitchen. And now for the sink to avoid. The Sinkology SK102-25AC Rosa Drop 3-hole kitchen sink. The Sinkology SK102-25AC is the worst copper sink on the market. Immediately, Sinkology points out that the sink will look better with time as you wear it in. However, that shouldn't be where you start out with a brand new kitchen sink. It's true that every copper sink has a living finish that will change color with age and respond to the acids and cleaners you use. But this sink takes it a little bit too far. When the company receives complaints on its over brassy appearance, they are reassured that through the years of use, their sink will look more like copper. The lifetime warranty on this sink is also a pain to deal with because they make the process difficult. The sink may be easy to clean and is at a decent gauge. Unfortunately, everything else involved makes it more of a pain than it should be. The next sink to avoid, the MR Direct 903 Single Bowl Copper Sink. Some part of the MR Direct's 903 single bowl copper sink issues stem from the manufacturer. There are multiple instances of customers receiving dented or damaged sinks, and while it seems like there may be some fault through shipping, clearly there are preventative packaging steps the manufacturer is choosing to avoid. You should avoid this copper sink as it doesn't hold up to the standards and expectations that you find with the other sinks on this list. The finish is beautiful, so it's by no means the worst copper sink on the market, but the hazards and hassle associated with replacement costs and shipping just aren't worth holding up your kitchen renovation. Our final thoughts on buying the best copper sink. A copper sink in the kitchen is unique in both texture and finish. If you're looking for a way to spice up your kitchen or bring some rustic farmhouse charm into your home, this is a great option. By evaluating our copper sink reviews, you can find the right sink to create that farmhouse kitchen of your dreams.